Hello, Running Lab. My name is Lauren Cools. I'm a physical therapist at Team Rehabilitation in Milford, but I've also been a member of Running Lab since 2019. My goal for you this season is to keep you injury-free so that we can continue to share our amazing stories that we accomplish every year. It is the best part of being part of this team is because there are a wide variety of accomplishments. If you are new to strength training and you are new to training in general for running, you want to ease into the strength training routine. So if you start to increase your mileage all of a sudden and you increase new exercises with heavy weights, that might be a little too much to start. Today's exercises are more for muscle activations. This is a routine that you would perform ideally before you go out the door for a run, but it does not take place of your full strength routine. But for those of you that are new to strengthening, this is a great routine to repeat for the first couple weeks as your body acclimates to mileage. All right, so what you're gonna need today is a looped resistance band and a slider of some sort. If you don't have a furniture slider, you can slide a towel along a non-carpeted floor, or you could slide a paper plate along a carpeted floor as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. With this routine, there is ideally like no sets or reps that are perfect for you. These are activations. So I perform this routine until I feel like my left butt cheek is working just like my right butt cheek feels. This is my sleepy side that I need to wake up a little bit more before I head out the door. So I might only have to do 20 on my right side, but I might have to do 40 on my left side. I know that's complicated, but it gives you time to press pause on this video and just take the time that you need to get your muscles ready for your run. All right, so I am going to perform about 2 sets of 10 while I educate you, but you can keep track of your sets and reps. And like I said, press pause on the video at any time. With this first exercise, we're gonna do this as a stability and posterior chain strengthening exercise. So it's called a standing clamshell. You're going to have your foot underneath your body and then push your knee back behind you at a 45. You should be feeling this in your rear and not so much on the anterior muscle group of your hip. If you can see your knee, you're probably using too much hip flexor, so we want to kind of take that knee out of our peripheral vision. There's a couple ways that you can assist for balance. You can have a fingertip against the wall and push back, or you can put the moving foot on the wall to assist with that forward lean and then push the band out to the side. So pick what level you're at today. Some of the cheats that we can do is too much toe clawing. We want a nice webbed foot on the ground with an arch. So if you find that you're a little too wobbly, then take one of those options for balance. Another way we can cheat is by having our knee too locked out and our body too upright. We're trying to get our body ready for our actual running form. Ideally, we want our foot to land underneath our body because overstriding has been linked to injury. Okay, so for our next exercise, we're gonna keep that band up above your knees, and this one's pretty simple. It's a squat. So go ahead and start your squats. There are a lot of varieties anatomically with our body. So if you have a natural turnout in your hips, then that's okay to push out into the band with your feet a little turned out. If your feet naturally rise up with your squat and your balance gets a little wobbly, go ahead and use that wall for support so you can sit back into your squat a little bit. This is to help reduce our knees and our ankles coming in. Side note, if we can get our knees and ankles not collapsing in while we're squatting, this will also help make for some sweet race photos that don't look like this. All right. Okay, let's go to our next exercise. You're just gonna move the band to your forefoot. So right on kind of like the knuckle of your toes. Okay, so with this one, you are going to flip your foot up and out to the side. This is working our peroneal muscle. The peroneal muscle we use a lot for arch support and foot stabilization. It also helps with a lot of knee stability as well. So this is a very important muscle to wake up. The way that you can do this exercise incorrectly is by turning your kneecap out to the side. So this is a cheat because I'm not using my lateral shin muscle at all. I'm just using my hip muscle. So again, just like you're pushing your pinky towards the ceiling, you're fanning your foot up and out to the side. All right, good. Okay, so the next couple of exercises we're gonna be on the ground. So you're gonna put the band back around your knees, right above it. And you are gonna be familiar with this one. I'm sure you've seen it many times, but this is a bridge. What makes this bridge a little different is we're, again, working our stabilizer muscles in our hips by pushing our knee out into the band. Our glute muscles are important for that nice forward lean when we're going down a hill. They are also important for stability. So this one is more so just waking them up so that they're good at supporting our core and supporting our back. But functionally, our glutes are going to get trained a little better with that standing clamshell because it's mimicking their job for distance running, which is to help stabilize our knee and our foot as we land. Okay, with the bridges, what you want to be careful with is not using your lower back too much. So this would be an example of pushing up with my lower back. So you just want to control your spine in a neutral position. And you should ideally feel it in your glutes. If you're only feeling it in your hamstring, then walk your feet in a little closer. So some people have the tendency to start their bridges out here and then they start to cramp in their hamstring, but that's because they're too dependent on their hamstring to extend our hip, which can lead to overuse in the hamstring. So if you want to feel your glute muscles, you can go feet close in to your rear. If you want to feel your hamstring for a different purpose, you can feel free to play around and walk your feet out a little bit farther as well. So for the next exercise, this one's a little more complicated. If the band is too much today, then just take the band off and do this core exercise. With this core exercise, I like it because it works multiple running muscles all at once. So we're going to be firing our ankle dorsiflexors, which bring our toes up towards our shin. We're going to be firing our hip flexors, and then we're going to be firing our opposite foot and posterior chain muscles, as well as kicking in our abdominals. Okay, so you're going to come into this 90-90 hip position. One foot is going to push forward. The other one, with that strong ankle with your toes in towards your shin, is going to hold that out. This one you can either hold for time or you can go back and forth. So feel free to pick your challenge or do a little variety of both. It's not for speed though, so it's about control. Okay, if the head lift is too much, you can keep your head down and work up towards that level and just become strong in your legs. Another common cheat, we talked about the knee coming in too much with our squats earlier. So again, with this one too, we can compensate for weakness in our hip flexors or our posterior chain by having our legs come too close together or crisscrossing like that. So you want to keep a good hip width apart space as you're doing these. Okay, so speaking of our shin muscles, let's go over some quick ones for the front of our shin. So this is another one that you can do in addition to the banded dead bug exercise that we just did. So just against the wall, so you're not tempted to sway your hips back and forth to cheat on this one, you can bring your toes up towards your shins. When you lower them down, you don't want to flop like that. So try to lower them down slowly with control. Our tibialis anterior is the muscle that we're working here, and that goes underneath our arch as well and helps support the arch of our foot. It can also work as a stabilizer along with those peroneal muscles that we talked about earlier. Okay, the next one, we're just going to do a very similar thing, but other side. So you're doing a standing calf raise. There's a lot of variability you can perform with this. So if you're not ready for your calf raise to be single leg, what you can add in is 2 up, 1 down, 2 up, 1 down. And then you can build to a single leg calf raise. What I look for as a physical therapist with a calf raise is it's very common for runners to be on the outside of their foot only. And this tells me that they don't trust that balance running pose position that we were performing earlier, because our butt muscles talk to our big toe, and that is what prepares us for push-off. Our shin splint muscle, our posterior tibialis, helps to control that big toe push-off as well. So if we want to prevent shin splints, then we really want to focus on the quality of our calf raise. Okay, so again, nice and slow and control with the calf raise, and you want to go from the outside of your foot up to your big toe, and then slowly back down. Watch for the cheats of swinging or using momentum throughout the rest of your body. Now that we have our shin muscles all activated and ready to go, we want to make sure that our body is ready for running. So a good test for that is jumping. This also helps our muscles learn how to absorb the forces that we put upon them. If you are a loud runner, you are putting a lot of force throughout your whole body, and this can lead to discomfort on your runs. So what we're going to do is just pretend that we have a jump rope in our hands, and you're just going to go lightly on your toes. Just like our calf raise, you can add in variety to single leg as well. If you are battling an injury and you are unable to do this without pain, then you are not running today. You can pick cross training and work on some more strengthening, or go see an expert for some advice. Okay, so let's do a couple more jumps. If you have a goal of doing a faster race this year, then you should become a very efficient jumper. Jumping has been shown to decrease 5K times. You're probably wondering what we're going to use the slider for. We have been talking a lot about stabilization muscles today. Those are very important because we're building our foundation for landing. So our adductor muscles, or our inner thigh muscles, help stabilize our knee just as much as those side hip abductor muscles that we've been working a lot today. So with the slider, what you're going to do is you can put as much force into the floor as you want. The harder you push into the floor, the harder the exercise will get. This muscle is the one that you're using to drag that slider in. So this one is more for slow and controlled use of that muscle. A lot of people start to think this is more about this leg, where we're trying to lunge through it, but it's more about the drag in here. So this leg doesn't have to lunge as much as you think it does. Some cheats are the foot turning out, because then we start to use our hamstring more than our adductors. Our adductors are a big part of rehabbing hamstring issues because the hamstring works alongside them closely, and we can use that hamstring more than it wants to be used to compensate for our adductor muscles. The adductor muscles also have a strong linkage to anything in the pubic bone region. So if you feel like you've had a groin strain in the past, or you use your adductors a lot due to incontinence issues, or you commonly have alignment issues in your pelvis, then you're going to want to really work your adductor muscles to help prevent those things. Okay, last one is going to be more like a cool down, but it's going to prep our spine for the rotational component of running. So we're going to get on to all fours. If it's uncomfortable to be on your knees, then put a towel along your shins or a pillow to kneel on. So this one, you're going to have your knees underneath your hips, your hand behind your head, and we're going to rotate as much as we have available through our spine. As you go through these, you might get more range of motion. And this is also a very good test to see how our body is moving differently from left to right. We may have a career where we rotate to one side more than the other. And when we're swinging our arms, you might not be able to see this when you're running, but your body knows, and we would compensate for decreased rotation in one direction by overly using the rotation that's available in our lower back or hips. And you can see how that could put too much force on those areas, leading to overuse conditions. This one also helps open up our postural muscles, so our breathing would be more efficient following this exercise. Our arm swing should be more efficient. And we're also getting some good shoulder stability with this as well. Well, this is the official start to strength training. I hope that you guys have an awesome experience with this. Feel free to reach out for suggestions or questions in the comments below the video, and I can help you all out. So we'll see you all back here next Monday, where I will start to add in some weight to our strength training programs.